Our Shalom Hebrews, this Israel been Israel for the Israelite Brotherhood. Okay, Hebrews, I'm back at you again, and the reason I'm back so early is because I'm a flex a little bit. I'm flexing, you know what I'm saying? I'm a flex. I'm a flex a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And the reason that I'm a flex, you know what I'm saying? I'm flexing is because, me, I done run across, the fruit Hebrews, you know what I'm saying? They're swapping down, they know the history, you know what I'm saying? Swapping down, they know the history, man. And when you listen to them, man, they be, man, it's awful. It's awful. And all the Israelite organizations is going through this. And you're not going to get no truth. You're not going to get no truth unless you studying with the Israelite Brotherhood. Almighty Yah made it that way. If you search the whole Israelite community, and you look at the history that they presenting, man, you're going to see that they history way in left field. Way in left field. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to this Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, up at the store, man, and then, we cool because he say he a Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? As well as I'm cool with anybody that say that they're Israelite. You know what I'm saying? And then, man, I sit down, I catch the brother, I pull up on him. You know what I'm saying? I say, what's up, Hebrew? You know what I'm saying? He cool. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Hebrew? So we get the rapping and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just listening. You know what I'm saying? And then I say, homeboy, how are we Hebrews? How are we the Israelites? Dun 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 dun. Now that's when the drama come on. Now that's when everybody put their performance, you know what I'm saying? Put their performance and they act on. You see what I'm saying? When you ask an Israelite, well, how are we the Israelites? And what history do we have to concretely show that we the Israelites? Dun 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 dun. That's when the drama come in. You know what I'm saying? And then it's when the Israelites, men, start going off the wall. And then I'm sitting here explaining to the Israelite after he done put on all that crazy act, talking about how we done, you know what I'm saying, and done left in 70 AD because her Edomite temple, you know what I'm saying, he called it the Holy Temple. Because the Holy Temple was destroyed, he say that we didn't go into Africa and that we went back towards Asia. And then some kind of way over in Asia, we end up in the Americas. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know how he put that together. You know what I'm saying? And it's a whole lot of Israelites, man, that this under this false history, man. And I'm gonna go look at some of these groups and show y'all, and I'm putting them on blast. I'm flexing, just like I said. I'm flexing. You know what I'm saying? Because our people got to know the truth. Our people got to know the truth. And this is the thing. When you get to talking to Israelites, men, about the history, and then they get stuck and then don't know what's happening, then they'll say, well, we all searching. Well, we all still searching. Now, hold up. Don't put me in that bag with you. You searching for your Israelite identification. I'm with the Israelite Brotherhood. We way past that. We not searching for our Israelite heritage, or is we the Israelites. You're going to have some Israelites, man, when they don't have no answers, then we all searching. No, we ain't all searching. I'm not in your bag. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the same intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Almighty God didn't give us the same understanding. You know what I'm saying? We might be, Hebrews, but when it comes to this Israelite history, if you ain't got down in that Tanakh and sunk down and bear down in it, you're not going to know the history. That's just point blank. You're not going to know the history if you ain't sit down and read that Tanakh. Mean from Genesis to Malachi, you're not going to know the history no matter what you say. And then you get a A lot of these Israelites, men in these camps that's been going off Jewish myths. If they ain't just doing 100% Jewish myths, man, they doing 80% Jewish myths, and then the other 20% they putting their spin on it. You know what I'm saying? They putting their own spin on it. And then them be the Hebrews, you know, so like I said one time, man, it was one Israelite told me that we left the promised land in 70 AD. You know what I'm saying? That we done lived through the Greeks and some everybody else, and that we in the promised land, and that, you know, we left because the temple was destroyed. Now, you know, the temple was destroyed, that Herd built in 20 BC, and then this brother say that we got over to the Americas, and then some kind of way, he say Solomon sailed up the Mississippi River. Now I'm thinking Solomon ain't got nowhere meant to do with 70 AD, man. That's almost 1,000 years Solomon been gone from the earth, and that Solomon ain't got nothing to do with her Edomite temple, and that how it would have been impossible for Solomon to sail up the Mississippi River. You know, that's like you got brothers that, man, we the Aztecs. Man, we the Aztecs, man. We the South Americans, man, and we built the pyramids in South America. And there ain't no golden calves, ain't no sheep, ain't no carts, ain't no chariots, no horses, ain't none of the stuff that the Israelites had at the time that we was running around. And if you escaped, man, in 70 AD and then made it as far as South America, for sure you would have brought some Hebrew culture with you. And I explained in the video that how it's impossible for the people from the transatlantic slave trade, us real Israelites, to have been in the Americas before the transatlantic slave trade because of our building, how we build houses and so forth. I got a video showing how we build houses and the monuments of this country, and how that, man, the natives ain't built nothing. And how that that's disrespectful to the Israelite community to try to say that we some natives and Hispanics that escaped way over here in Asia Minor and end up in Americas, but didn't bring no Israelite culture, but a fringe. Now, come on now, you know what I'm saying? We don't get down like that. Israelites don't get down like that. But like I said, you know, man, I got to talking to an Israelite, man, and he get to going off, you know, brother say they Israelites, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I try to show him after he finished saying all that old crazy stuff. Then I say, hey, man, this is how we Israelites. And then I run the history down. I ain't had a Tanakh with me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had the Bible with me. And I run the history down. And then the history flowing. You know what I'm saying? He know I'm right. And then this is what they'll say. Well, we all searching. We all still searching. No, don't put me in that bag. I'm not searching for my Israelite heritage anymore. The Israelite Brotherhood is way past that. We not searching. We know who we are. The search is over. Look, the Israelite Brotherhood is way past that. We not searching. We know who we are. The search is over. Man, the search is over. The search is over when it come to Israelite history and the Israelite heritage and who are the Israelites on this earth. Man, that's over with. That's a done deal. I already show that how the Israelites broke the covenant and ran into Africa, which translated into the transatlantic slave trade, and how we fulfilled all the curses, and that if you're not a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade, you can kiss your Hebrew heritage goodbye. You can kiss it goodbye because you don't meet the curses. If you anywhere else on the face of this earth claiming the Israelite heritage, and you know you didn't go through the transatlantic slave trade, or you are not descended from the transatlantic slave trade people, then you are not an Israelite because you don't meet the curses. It's impossible for you to meet the curses, and it's impossible for you to meet Tanakh history. Tanakh history showed that the Israelites ran into Africa by way of Egypt during the Babylonian Wars, all the tribes. That's why I'm flexing, because the Israelite Brotherhood is the only one that's bringing the Israelites this truth. Man, if you look at these organizations, right here, man, if you check out these organizations right here, man, these brothers don't know no truth. They don't know no truth. They don't know no truth, and then they so far from the truth. Man, they so far from the truth, man, that they just mostly teaching a reversion, a revolutionary version of Christianity. How they done revised it and then just put black faces on it. Is all that they done did. You know what I'm saying? And that they teaching Jewish history. You know what I'm saying? All the Israelite camps teaching Jewish history. You know what I'm saying? And that they not teaching real Israelite history. Nowhere in these camps' history are they showing that we broke the covenant for Egyptian religion and that we all ran into Africa and that it wasn't any 10 lost tribes. Never any 10 lost tribes. Ain't none of these organizations showing it. And these organizations, men milking the people that are not Israelites. You know, they being milked by these camps, you know, because these camps say that they the tribes of Israel from Assyrian times and so forth. And then they be telling the natives and the Hispanics that, robbing them folks of their money and stuff. And then making them folks think that they Israelites. All that's going to do is be an obstacle. That's an obstacle in our way now. Because you got people claiming the Israelite heritage that don't know. These dudes don't know. They don't know no Israelite heritage. Almighty Yah messengers is not going to be in the streets. Almighty Yah messenger who he delight in is not going to be in the streets. Is why I easily show Israelite history, clear Israelite history, and what happened to us. You know what I'm saying? Me and let's go to Genesis. I mean, not Genesis, but let's go to Isaiah. All praise be Almighty Yah. Me and I turned right to it. I ain't just have it marked. I ain't have it marked or nothing. Man, I just opened the Bible and turned one page after the book being closed and opened it up. And I turned right to this page. Look, behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. I mean, that's truth. Judgment is truth. He shall not cry nor lift up nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. You ain't gonna hear him hooping and hollering on the corner and hooping and hollering and dancing around and cussing folks out and all that stuff. You ain't gonna hear Almighty Yah servant doing that. And we know that the beast gotta get him permission, man, to teach on the street corners. Whereas Almighty Yah messenger, he don't need no permission from them to teach. You know what I'm saying? All right. Behold my servant whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighted. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not cry, nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. A bruised reed shall he not break, and the smoking flex shall he not quench. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. He shall not fail nor be discouraged till he have set judgment in the earth, and the owl shall wait for his law. Man, if what I got planned breakthrough, if the people who know that I'm right, the elite, they got the power, come on and start working through the Israelite Brotherhood, that prophecy can come to pass easily, because I'm always advocating a Israelite settlement, because I know what it's going to take to settle the Israelite cause. Whereas these other organizations, man, they don't even have a clue to even think about closing our Israelite heritage and bringing it to an end, and how they trying to preach an eternal Christian doctrine to doomsday set in. You know what I'm saying? These folks and how they taking everybody down that believe in them. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in demigod worship, as these individuals believe in demigod worship, Yawashes and Jesuses and all that stuff that we got from the slavery days. You know, even though y'all done rebranded it, gave it a new name. You know, it's like you got a white Santa Claus, you got a black Santa Claus. You know, you got white John Paul the Baptist, you got black ones, and you got white Jesus, you got black Jesus. And how did these individuals then turn the white Jesus into black? Because as I explained, that you cannot, you cannot go by the history that them folks teach. You know, like I say, I'm flexing. You know, in Egypt, 332 BC, we know that the Greeks took Egypt over, bust the Persians up. The Persians was the exiles' protector. I show in plenty of videos about Nehemiah, Ezra, Haggai, Malachi, Zechariah, and them books of the prophets that govern the returns, and how did they sin so bad. That's what allowed the Greeks to come and destroy the Persians, who was their protectors. All right, well, the Greeks, man, they come in as conquerors. Anytime a nation come in as conquerors, they not trying to just establish a military presence. They killing the original residents and the original inhabitants, the natives to the land. They killing them and then taking the land and bringing their people in and repopulating the land. And they would want to do the promised land more than any other land on earth. Bring other people in and repopulate it after the original people was gone. You know what I'm saying? They did it during the Babylonian Wars. They were starting to do it during the Assyrian times, when they placed the people in our land from Babylon, from the Mesopotamian area. We was being driven out the land, starting to be driven out the land for Egyptian religion. If you go to Second Kings chapter 17. 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 24. We had been on Egyptian religion, for about 200 something years, after the death of Solomon, and when Jeroboam brung out the Egyptian institutions on us, and put the Egyptian institutions on us that we had been plagued with off and on for a long time. We wasn't plagued with it during Prophet Samuel time and Saul and King David, but during Solomon time, Solomon was weak. The enemy tried to make you think that Solomon was the wisest king on the earth. Solomon was the foolish king on the earth. And then how he embraced them Egyptians and all our enemies' heritage, and it made the kingdom divide. And then one of the individuals from the tribe of Ephraim, I explained long ago how Pharaoh tricked us when he gave Joseph Antoinette, the priest of On daughter, and then she had Manasseh and Ephraim, and how the tribe of Ephraim kept contact with the Egyptians. That's breaking covenant, knowing that Almighty Yah told us not to go that way, or that we shouldn't have any association with the Egyptians. Almighty Yah placed us in the promised land to slick destroy the Egyptians. We was going to destroy the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of the Masonic fellows in Bangladesh. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can find it. How he was saying Pharaoh and this, and I'm telling him I'm a Pharaoh killer. I'm a Pharaoh killer. You know what I'm saying? I'm an Egyptian killer. You know what I'm saying? That I'm for the death and destruction of the Egyptian culture and heritage. You know what I'm saying? And then that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And then I even posted some videos to him, showing him. You know what I'm saying? This what he said. All right. He said, what religions was the Israelites? Are they the followers of Pharaoh? Are they the followers of Pharaoh No, we ain't following no Pharaoh. But look what I said. I'm the religion killer. No, no offense to you. You know what I'm saying? Dude gonna ask, can I know what is your religion? I am the religion killer. You know what I'm saying? No offense to you, but I'm the religion killer. You know what I'm saying? And then you see what that say. You see what that say. All right. How about doing Assyrian times? When Solomon died, but when Solomon passed away, and Jeroboam had put them Egyptian institution on us, we had been on Egyptian religion for about 200 and almost 200 and some years when these folks pull up on us, and then we was being driven out the land. So some more people started to repopulate our land and stuff. And then that's like, when the conquerors come in during Jesus' time, when the conquerors come in before Jesus' time, doing when the Greeks took over, way before the Romans come, that the Greeks killed the folks and took their land, and that the Greeks didn't come in and let the people keep their land, and that how that the Ptolemies had control of the whole promised land at one time, and that how all the folks from up in Europe and all these places moved down to the promised land, and that how long before then, men a lot of people had been placed in the promised land. And these was placed during Assyrian times. See, the people in these camps not gonna know this. They're not gonna know this. Look, this 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cutter and from Ava and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. Now, ain't no number on how many of them folks came. Thousands of them. Thousands of them. Because the Sepharvaim represent the Sephardi today. If you type Sephardi, Sepharvaim in, it's going to translate into Sephardi. You know what I'm saying? I might do that. It's going to translate into Sephardi. You know what I'm saying? So, them peoples was placed, probably hundreds of thousands of them. So we was being driven off the land. So, and then if you go to the Persian times, some more peoples was set up in the land. These nations and tribes of peoples, hundreds of thousands of them. So that by time that Jesus was born, and them people's been settled in the land 300 and 500 years. That's like the Sepharvaims and all them folks from Assyria been in the land 700 years before Jesus was born. He wouldn't have no idea, meaning who they were. He was part of them. He was their heritage. That's why he wasn't trying to find out who they were. And then these peoples was settled in the promised land, be placed in the promised land 500 years 500 years before Jesus was born. Man, if you go to Ezra, man, that'd be Ezra, I think that's Ezra 4. Ezra 4. Ezra 4, and then you get to verse 9, you'll see that these folks, this scribe was writing to one of the Persian kings and so forth to not assist us and help us, because if they helped us, that we was gonna turn possibly back into a rebellious nation and so forth. But what they failed to realize, that the Israelite army had ran into Africa during the Babylonian Wars. When the Persians set in, they defeated the Babylonian Wars. So about 100 years, man, we was already in Africa, the Israelite nation. But look, these people settled in the land. Look, then wrote Rumi the chancellor and Shimi the scribe and the rest of their companions, the Danites, the Archiphites, the Tarpelites, the Arphishaphites, the Archivites, the Babylonians, the Shushanites, the Devites, and the Elamites. All them settled in the promised land, and all them settled, you know what I'm saying, in Samaria and the northern kingdom and so forth, to where that they would be the the people that was there during Jesus' time. See, and then they would be there when the Greeks defeated the Persians and then come in and took the land over, and that how that Jesus didn't have no clue that the Caucasians ran Egypt, and that when Jesus went to Egypt 332 years later, that he hid in Egypt, and there was no problem. It was no problem from him hiding in Egypt, and that if he would have been a black person, it would have been a problem with him hiding in Egypt, since the Greeks held Egypt since 332 BC, and they never lost control. And then till the Romans came, them some old white folks that come from Italy and these parts. And then the Greeks got over here and got in, you know what I'm saying? And then the Romans come 300 some years later. And then by then, a whole bunch of Caucasians moved to Egypt, to where the original inhabitants were deeper in the Sahara. You know what I'm saying? And I can explain that. That's why I say the Israelite Brotherhood is not searching for no Israelite heritage. You will never hear the other Israelite organizations even talking on this level, even having a clue of what's going on. So, you know what I'm saying? The Israelite Brotherhood is way past that. We not searching. We know who we are. The search is over. When you come to the Israelite Brotherhood, the search is over. All you got to do is listen to me. I'm running it down to you. And then when I show you, man, the proof is there. You know, so like I say, that by the time Jesus was born, and then Jesus went to Egypt, and then, you know, it would have been hard for him to hide as a black man. You know what I'm saying? It would have been hard for him to hide as a black man. You know what I'm saying? But these organizations, these Israelite organizations, deceiving the Hebrews. Deceiving the Hebrews, got them thinking that we was there, got them thinking that we was there during Greek and Roman times, when we weren't. When we were not. The Greeks destroyed the exiles. I got plenty of videos explaining how the exiles were destroyed. I think that's the brother talking about he the comforter or something, and the COVID got him. You know what I'm saying? It can get anybody, but you know, he claiming to be a comforter. You know what I'm saying? And this dude Cal Malone, you know what I'm saying? He be having a field day. He be having a field day off the camps, because he know that the camp's history is incorrect, and that they using Jewish myths, and that is not us. He know that that's not us. And that's why he have fun with them. And this dude say, ex-Israelite, you know what I'm saying, approaches the camp. Man, I think he didn't escape from the camp. Beware of false Israelite camps. All the camps doctrines wrong. All the camps doctrine wrong. All them brothers are misled right there. Every last single one of them. Because they believe in demigod worship. They believe in the New Testament. They believe in the Jesus. I just showed you how it would have been impossible for Jesus to go to Egypt being a black person, when the whites had took it over 300 years, the Greeks, man, before he was born. You know what I'm saying? And then look, man, this here dude, man, he really got the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? He really got the Israelites messed up. This dude right here, oh man, he got slaves right now today, financial slaves. You know what I'm saying? Well, he draining them. Man, if I post something and ask the Israelites, man, to make a donation based upon truth, man, I got real truth. Support the Israelite Brotherhood. Man, these Israelites ain't finna do nothing but let him say something about Yawashi eating a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Yawashi eating a sandwich on the beach. Man, they making all kind of donations. Man, they filling his pockets up. Man, they filling his car up. Man, he can't even drive because he got so much money in his car. You know what I'm saying? And man, this dude is rich off the Israelite ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And man, he teaching false history. and he teaching the Israelites went everywhere during Assyrian times. I show you that it wasn't no 10 lost tribes. That's why I'm flexing. Man, I'm flexing, man. You know what I'm saying? This one Hebrew, like I said, we talking, man, about our Israelite heritage. And then, I asked him, well, how is we the Israelites? And then that's when that mumble jumble stuff come out. Y'all, man, we the Israelites, man, because we went to Iran, and then we went up to Mongolia, and then we sailed across to Japan. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Israelites say, oh, we the Israelites, man, because we went to Spain and they called us the Moranos, the Moranos, and how we ruled France and Germany. And then we got over to the Americas, and we was the natives, and we didn't have anything that was Hebrew Israelite. That's how them Israelites be going, man. They be in left field, man. They don't understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand what's going on. Look, beware of wicked Israelite camps. Yeah, beware of the evil Israelite wicked camps, because they ain't teaching no truth, and they teaching Jewish myths. So they gon', what I'm saying, there's gonna be something wrong. Look, what are Hebrew Israelite camps? Mean the camps of the Israelites that teach false history and that teach Jewish myths. The Israelite Brotherhood ain't no camp. This bigger than the camp. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, Almighty, y'all messenger ain't gonna be on the street hooping and hollering. I just showed you this. Look, all Hebrew Israelite camps put on public. You know what I'm saying? They on public know to look the alphabet boys. You know what I'm saying? Some Israelites standing up to them. Them gonna be Tanakh Israelites, or it's gonna be another camp jealous of this camp robbing folks. You know what I'm saying? That he jealous because this camp get to rob more folks than he do. Sometimes they come off like that. But the camps ain't got no truth. They don't tell you that we broke the covenant for Egyptian religion and that all the tribes ran into Africa during the Babylonian wars. If an Israelite don't come off like that, he ain't coming off right. You know what I'm saying? He ain't coming off right. Look, the Hebrew Israelite camps are not the way. Because look, some of the Israelites waking up. We waking up that the camps, you know what I'm saying, are false doctrine. Look, ICU, ISUPK, GOCC, all Hebrew Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Them camps teaching false doctrine. Look, the interracial group drama that goes, yeah, man, there's all kind of stuff going on in the Israelite community. Hebrew Israelite camps have been indoctrinated, yeah, with Jewish history. You know what I'm saying? They've been indoctrinated with Jewish history, which Israelite camp is y'all dealing with? He ain't dealing with none of them. He ain't dealing with none of them because they on the streets. If Almighty Yah was dealing with some of them folks, with some of them Israelites that's on the corner, that we'll be making some type of headway. You know what I'm saying? And I done made more headway just on the computer than the Israelites have in the streets, being that I'm talking to the folks, men that own the promised land. You know what I'm saying? That they still got a stake in the promised land. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of folks, men that got a stake, men in the promised land. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you some of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you some of them. Some of them still got a stake in the promised land. And, them folks still got a stake in the promised land. Man, them folks got a stake in the promised land. Man, he got big money in the promised land. Dude got big money in the promised land. You know what I'm saying? Dude and them got big money in the promised land. You know what I'm saying? And they know that this Israelite issue need to be settled. You know what I'm saying? They know that this Israelite issue need to be settled. You know what I'm saying? I'm friends with countless of them. Countless of them. And this the real one. This the real one. You see what I'm saying? And how this Israelite issue needs to be settled. And how it's going to be settled one day. It's going to be settled one day. Because Almighty Yah going to help the Israelite Brotherhood get in the position for it to be settled. And that how all the peoples that follow the light, you know what I'm saying, they know that can't nothing get settled, and that it's not going to be no unity in humanity meant until this Israelite issue is settled. You know what I'm saying? They know this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking to the right people. And something gonna be done one day. Something gonna be done one day. Let the Israelite Brotherhood get in the position that I need to be in, which is only a little small element missing. Then, man, we're gonna bring the show together. We're gonna bring the show together, and we ain't gonna be denied. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be denied because I got correct history showing how we the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So you searching for your Israelite identification. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? The search is over. You know what I'm saying? The Israelite Brotherhood is way past that. We not searching for who we are. We know who we are. And we know what happened to us with dates and timeline. You know what I'm saying? I do the whole Tanakh history. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning to the end. I show you how, you know what I'm saying, we broke the covenant and how we got enslaved. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm flexing. I'm flexing, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody else, man, trying to show men, us Israelites, you know what I'm saying, what happened to us and how we got messed up. You know what I'm saying? The Israelites, men more happy about, you know what I'm saying, donations of how many members that they gonna get. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, the little YouTube site that I got, man, it rarely get views. You know what I'm saying? And it be like that when you got the truth that, you know, that the people's, man, that be so far from it, and that it be a blessing when they run across it. You know what I'm saying? It mean it be a blessing when they run across the truth. And then when you run across this truth that I show, and I show you what happened to us and how we broke the covenant, then you gonna know you blessed, and you gonna know that you the Israelite with correct history. Now, I'm finna get into some of this. I'm finna get into some of that's why I can flex. I can flex because I can show you what happened to us. You know, during the Babylonian wars, man, from us breaking the covenant, transgressing the covenant, we transgressed the covenant up till we broke it, you know, and how we transgressed the covenant, and that how that we was given a chance during King Josiah days. We was given a chance during King Josiah days, and how that, man, that we didn't want to do right, and that the Egyptians killed King Josiah and then put us back on Egyptian religion, and then we Israelites will run into Africa. It's plain and simple as that. All the tribes, and how that it wasn't no 10 lost tribes during Assyrian times. If you Israelites know your timeline and know real history, then you would know that it was impossible for it to be a 10 lost tribes when Second Chronicles 30 exists. King Hezekiah's history, and then I show this all the time. You know what I'm saying? If you go to man, let's see, man, if I can pull that Israelite king this up, and then we're gonna see that how King Josiah, King Hezekiah was around during the Assyrian times. You know what I'm saying? He was around during the Assyrian times because the Syrians was destroyed in 612 BC by Ashkenazi, you know, under the name Scythian. You know what I'm saying? They destroyed Assyria. And then, you know, when Assyria was destroyed, that gave King Josiah the chance to, you know, clean the kingdom up. And then when he cleaned the kingdom up, which would have been stopping the Egyptians from coming across the promised land. See, the whole thing with Almighty Yah was trying to do was trying to stop the Egyptians from connecting with the evil Mesopotamian culture. See, if we would have followed the covenant, that would have killed Egypt. Egypt couldn't come across the promised land long as we on the covenant. You know, they couldn't come across the promised land. And then that would have destroyed Egypt. And then we was already told and had the help of Almighty Yah to destroy the Amorite Canaanite culture. You know, the Amorite Canaanite culture got our heritage right now today, the Amorites. The Amorites are the Sephardi Jews. You know, they got our heritage, as well as Japheth descendants living in Shem house too. Ashkenaz, you know, the prophet Noah made a prophecy, man, that would happen. You know, and let me pull that up real quick. How prophet Noah said that that Japheth would be in Shem's house. And sure enough, man, it come to pass. If you go to Genesis, Genesis, man, that'll be Genesis 9:27, I think. I ain't just turn right to it. Alright. Yah shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Now this didn't come to pass because Japheth is living in Shem's house. And the Canaanites, who are the Sephardim, the Sephardi Jews, are servants to Ashkenazi right now today, and how Ashkenazi took over the whole Sephardic heritage. You know what I'm saying? I had posted plenty of history showing how the Sephardis lost everything to Ashkenazi, and they'll tell you themselves, look, the Sephardic ideal has always been understood in terms of political moderation and community unity. Rarely did Sephardim lose their internal cohesion, that is, until the process of cultural erosion set in. Erosion is not good. Following the Ashkenazi lead, Sephardim abandoned their traditional culture and adapted to the fractious Ashkenazi model under the rubric of a single Jewish nation. The Sephardi particularity with its cultural genius and sophisticated social morals has become a lost value. The Ashkenazi culture, with its deeply unsettled relationship to the larger world, has now become the Jewish standard. So that happened. Just what Prophet Noah said. Yah shall enlarge Japheth. And he shall dwell in the tents of Shem. And it let you know that the prophets was real and that Tanakh history is real when you can see prophecy come to pass. And I can show you a lot of prophecies that came to pass in the Tanakh. You know, especially with dealing with us being driven out the land, and then with who drove us out the land. Ashkenaz. Alright, so look, we see that this come true. Yah shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. And Canaan and the servants to Ashkenazi ain't nothing but the Sephardims. Man, the Sephardis. And I'm gonna show you Israelites how the Sephardis look. Look, you see this? Look, I'm gonna type it in. And look, I'm gonna type it in. Sep her vine. Look, you see that? Now, them the peoples that was set in Samaria in 722 BC, but they kind of really slick been there from the start because they are Amorites, and we never drove out the Amorites. And how that we know today that Ashkenazi controlled the promised land. Militarily, Ashkenazi is the war machine, and they control the whole promised land, even though they share power with the Sephardis. But the Sephardis are servants to the to Ashkenazi. So now look, we see Sephardim right there. And let's see what they're translating to. Look, Sephardi, the only word. Look, Sephardi. It's the only word, Sephardi. That's an ethnic pointer term. You know, they'll try to trick you and say that Sephard means Spain. But Sephardim is an ethnic pointer term, and it existed before Spain. That's like they try to say Ashkenazi mean Germany. No, Ashkenazi existed before Germany was even a nation. You know what I'm saying? Was even the nation. How Ashkenaz existed in the Assyrians chronicalized Esku name, and how Esku is none other than the Scythians, and how that they settled in the promised land when they chased us into Africa, when we said that we wanted to do the Egyptian religion. You know, we said we wanted to do the Egyptian religion, and we was driven off the land from that. For that, into Africa, all the tribes. That's why man, I say if these other Israelites, man, they ain't showing this history, man, they ain't showing no truth. They ain't showing no truth, and that's why I can flex. You know, I can flex. You know, I can flex hard because I'm the only one showing how we went into Africa during the Babylonian Wars, which translate into our history in the captivity that we have today, and how that the other Israelites are teaching Jewish history. You know, these Israelites mean are teaching Jewish history. You know what I'm saying? They teaching Jewish history, you know, the 70 AD. Oh, we went into Africa in 70 AD. Oh, we left during Assyrian times. We left during Assyrian times. And then whenever you find a Hebrew that they say all the Israelites left during Assyrian times, which these groups, look, all these groups, man promote the Assyrian doctrine. All of them promote the Assyrian, the 10 lost tribes lie. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you how the 10 lost tribes lie is just that. I mean, if you go to Second Chronicles, this is doing after the Assyrian time. This is in 715 BC. I show you how the people was placed in our land in 722 BC. All right. I mean, if you go to Second Chronicles 30, you're going to see that all the tribes still home, and that it's impossible for it to have been a 10 lost tribes when King Hezekiah said that we escaped. What part of escape you Israelites don't understand? If he say we escaped, look. Now, let's look at King Hezekiah's time, and when he was around, because when he first come on the throne is when he did this right here. All right, and look, we see Hezekiah. Look, all right, King Hezekiah, right there, Hezekiah, number 13. Look, you see that number 13, 716 BC to 687, and then that's when the Assyrians tried to come through the promised land, man, to get help from them Egyptians and set the Mishwish tribes up. You know, and the Mishwish tribes would kill King Josiah. That's King Hezekiah's great grandson. It would kill him, number 16, and put us back on the Egyptian religion, and then all of them would be bad kings. Look, when we got put back on Egyptian religion after the death of King Josiah, number 16, then number 17, 18, 19, them bad, and then they got us driven off the land into Africa until the transatlantic slave trade started. You know, until the transatlantic slave trade started. So if an Israelite is not teaching this history and showing this, then his history is off, and then he in left field, and he don't know what he talking about, and you need to get away from him. And then especially when they won't hear and explain, you know what I'm saying, after you explain to them, and then some of them say this here, we all searching. We all still searching. No, I'm not searching for SHIT. I ain't searching for shit. I know my whole history from the back end to the front. I ain't searching for a dang thing. I ain't searching for a dang thing. I know my whole history from the end to the beginning. Some of you Israelites gonna be sick and it turn your stomach up that it's an Israelite that can sit here and say that he know his whole history from the beginning to the end. And there's no question about it because I got it all locked in the videos. You searching for your identification. The Israelite Brotherhood is not searching for hours, and if you've been studying with the Israelite Brotherhood, you know Israelite history and you know your Israelite history. So the search is over. We not searching. I'm not searching. Man, I hate when somebody say that after they don't know the history, and then they say, well, we all still searching. No, you still searching. I'm not searching. I'm trying to explain to you what happened to us. But Israelites be having so much pride, meaning be stubborn and stuff. But Almighty Yah say they gonna wake up. So when you wake up, you gonna have to wake up to this history, else you ain't waking up. If you don't wake up to the history that the Israelite Brotherhood showing, man, you not finna wake up. I can't see no Israelite in the Israelite community spending 80, 90,000 hours and then putting the Israelite history together. It ain't been done to now. It ain't been done to now. And if you listen to all the Israelites' history, man, they waiting in left field. They don't have a clue about the Assyrian times. They don't have a clue about Ashkenazi getting into our heritage. They don't have a clue about how we see that we was all going into Africa to do the Egyptian religion, and how we didn't go to none of them places that they claim during the Assyrian times. You know, like I say, King Hezekiah, man, it's the 10 lost tribe myth killer. You know what I'm saying? Look, in Hezekiah, this is 30. This is in, as I showed before. Let's do it again. Let's do it again so you will know. Look, number 13. Hezekiah, 716 BC. He on. BCE, he on. Man, this is starting right here when he first come on. And Hezekiah sent to all Israel. Look, and Hezekiah sent to all Israel in Judah. I know you Israelites in them camp hating this, and this making your stomach turn upside down, and then you hoping that the Israelites in your camp don't run across this truth, because you know you're going to have an empty house. You know you're going to have an empty house, and you ain't going to have the donations that you've been getting from the people. Look, and Hezekiah sent to all Israel and Judah, and wrote letters also to Ephraim and Manasseh, that they should come to the house of the Elohim at Jerusalem to keep the Passover unto the Elohim Yah of Israel. What part of that you don't understand? Look, and Hezekiah sent to all Israel in Judah. Look, all Israel in Judah. For the king had taken counsel and his princes and all the congregation in Jerusalem to keep the Passover in the second month. For they could not keep it at that time, because the priests had not sanctified themselves sufficiently, neither had the people gathered themselves together to Jerusalem. And the thing pleased the king and all the congregation. So they established a decree to make a proclamation throughout all Israel, from Beersheba even to Dan, that they should come to keep the Passover unto the Elohim Yah of at Jerusalem, for they had not done it of a long time in such sort as it was written. Now let's look and see. Let's look and see where Beersheba man to Dan is. You know, I do this quite frequently. It's no problem showing you this. It's no problem showing you this. It's no problem showing you that the Israelites were still home after the Assyrian problems, and that the Assyrian problems is not what the enemy's been teaching. They've been telling a lie about the Assyrian captivity. Like they lied about Israelite history soon as they got a hold of our heritage. I got plenty videos explaining how the Israelite heritage went over to the Babylonian scribes and what they did to the Israelite heritage in Israelite history. But look here, from Beersheba to Dan. Beersheba to Dan. What part of that you don't understand? Look, Beersheba. King Hezekiah sent a letter from Beersheba. You know, our father Isaac founded Beersheba. Look, you know, all right. Look, Beersheba, all the way up here. Look, all the way up here, going through all them tribes, all the way to Dan, meant to the end of our inheritance on the west side of the Jordan. You know, them three tribes, Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh, the Assyrians needed them to fight against the Babylonians who was finna take them out. And I can show you that we had trade with Assyria, as well as I'm going to show the Assyrians just needing them 3 tribes, Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh, the fighters. But if you go to Hosea, man, that'd be Hosea 12. Man, we done did this before. We know how this go. That's why I can flex. I can flex, and it ain't no competition. I ain't got no competition. It ain't no competition against the Israelite Brotherhood with the Israelite history. I don't have no competition, man. I'm all alone with this. I'm on the throne by myself with this, by the grace of Almighty Yah. You know, I know some of you Israelites gonna hate it and hate it, but it's okay. It's okay because, you know, Almighty Yah made it this way. Look. Ephraim feedeth on wind, and followeth after the east wind. He daily increases lies and desolation, and they do make a covenant with the Assyrians, and all is carried into Egypt. So it's going to be hard to enslave the northern kingdom when Ephraim is the leader of the northern kingdom, since Jeroboam come out of Egypt. You know, the tribe of Ephraim ran, the house of Joseph ran the northern kingdom. And then, you know, if they able, man, to go to Assyria and then go to Egypt, and that Almighty Yah was against that, us going to Egypt. He was against us going to Egypt. But how Ephraim went there and did trade with the Egyptians, taking all into Assyria. You know, that's why it was easy for the northern kingdom to trick the southern kingdom into Egyptian worship, and then we all go into Africa during the Babylonian wars. But you see how the Assyrians needed the tribe of Ephraim to carry all into Egypt for them, and they did it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it'd be hard for them to enslave a tribe that know how to leave Assyria and get there. So that's why this was said. And Hezekiah sent to all Israel and Judah, and wrote letters unto Ephraim and Manasseh that they should come to the house of the Elohim at Jerusalem to keep the Passover unto the Elohim Yah of Israel. So they was at home. This is in 716 BC, as I showed. Look, so I showed you from Beersheba to Dan. So the post went with the letters from the king and his princes throughout all Israel and Judah, according to the commandment of the king, saying, Ye children of Israel, turn again unto the Elohim Yah of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, and he will return to the remain of you that are escaped out of the hands of the kings of Assyria. Look, that are escaped out of the hands of the kings of Assyria. They escaped out of the kings of Assyria hands. You see the S on kings. All right, and then as you read down, you're going to see that it says, so the post passed from city to city through the country of Ephraim, Manasseh, even to Zebulun. But they mocked them to scorn and mock them. They scorned them and mocked them. You know, they've been on Egyptian religion. You know what I'm saying? And nevertheless, the diverse of Asher, Manasseh, Zebulun humbled themselves and come to Jerusalem. Also in Judah, you know what I'm saying, had Yah was giving them one heart to do the commandment of the king and of the princes by the word of the Elohim. So the people came. You know what I'm saying? And then as you read, you know what I'm saying, you keep on reading, for a multitude, you get down to verse 18, for a multitude of the people, meaning of Ephraim, Manasseh, Ishkar, Zebulun, had not cleansed themselves, yet they did eat the Passover, otherwise that it was written. But Hezekiah prayed for them, saying, the good Elohim pardon everyone. And look, all the tribes that's not mentioned during King Hezekiah time gonna be mentioned during his great grandson time, which show you that they couldn't have had got caught up in the Assyrian captivity if they way past King Hezekiah time, who was there after the Assyrian captivity, as he just stated that the Israelites escaped. And then if you go to 2 Chronicles 34, and then you get down to verse 6. Second Chronicles 34:6. This is dealing with King Hezekiah. He cleaned up the whole kingdom of the Amorite religion and the Egyptian religion. And then the Egyptians come killed him and put us on Egyptian religion. Look, so did he in the cities of Manasseh and Ephraim and Simon, even unto Naphtali. You see those names mentioned? That's not mentioned during his great grandfather time, meaning that they was around then because they're around during his time. And then our next event will be the Babylonian Wars. After they killed King Josiah, the Egyptians, then they put the bad kings on. You know what I'm saying? His sons. His sons them that was bad. You see, Josiah killed, then look, all them. The Jehoiakim and Jehoiachin gonna be the worst ones and stuff. And then how that, that caused Almighty Yah to make that prophecy come to pass. What Prophet Noah said that how Japheth would be in Shem's house. And that's when Ashkenazi pull up on us in the book of Nahum would tell you that they was coming. You see what I'm saying? So that's why come I say I'm able to flex because I can walk the whole Israelite history. You dealing with the general. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with the king, the general. You know what I'm saying? That how that I'm not playing with this history. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to play with this history. That's why I can flex. Because I know Almighty Yah and bless me, men see the real Israelite history and that I can show our people what happened. You see what I'm saying? And how we got messed up. I can show you that easily. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I say, after King Josiah was killed, they put us on Egyptian religion. And then that would be the book of Jeremiah. Oh, man, it was over with. It was over with. And then we told the prophets that, hey, man, we're going into Africa to live because we had better food, better music, and everything when we was in Egypt doing the Egyptian religion. I got videos showing that how Pharaoh tricked us when he gave Prophet Joseph Asenath. And Asenath had Ephraim. And then Ephraim kept the trade with the Egyptians. We already know that Almighty Yah said that we shouldn't be fooling with the Egyptians at all. You know what I'm saying? If you go to man, it's gonna be Leviticus 18. Leviticus 18. And the Elohim spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Elohim your Yah. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwell, shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinance. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't supposed to even be dealing with them. And then I can show you how Prophet Moses said that we weren't even supposed to be dealing with them, period. Let me see if that's Exodus. I think I could have almost turned right to it. Exodus 13. Man, I like when I do that. Just open the book. Then when I'm talking about a verse and then open it and then just turn right to the verse. And Moses said unto the people, Fear ye not, stand still. This is Exodus 14, 13. And Moses said unto the people, Fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Elohim, which he shall show you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. See what I'm saying? So we wasn't even supposed to be even fooling with the Egyptians no more forever. And then how them being in our backyard, Almighty Yah real smart because like I said, if we would have stopped the Egyptians was coming across, that have slowly made them bow down. That they couldn't do no connection, no trade with the Mesopotamians. That would have slowly killed the Egyptian gods in its system. We would have starved them out. They couldn't come across because Almighty Yah was on the outside, and we know that the Egyptians didn't worship the Yah we worship. You know what I'm saying? And that we didn't worship the same God because Almighty Yah wouldn't have told us to put His wrath on the Egyptians if they worship Almighty Yah. So, you know, we Israelites needs to get back to Yah, because we see the power that he had over the Egyptians, and how that they couldn't even come across as powerful as Egypt was, and how they couldn't come across the promised land, and how we was finna starve them out, and then slowly kill the Egyptian gods. Should slowly kill the Egyptian gods, as we was putting physical hands on the Canaanite Amorites, you know what I'm saying, and they God worship. Alright. We kept doing the Egyptian worship. After they killed King Josiah and put his sons on, then we said this. This is what we said. We said that we want to go back into Egypt. You know what I'm saying? We had been robbing and killing and stealing for a long time. And we couldn't stop robbing and killing and stealing from each other. And we did some foul stuff. I got plenty videos explaining how we did some foul stuff, man, before we went into Egypt. How we told the prophet Jeremiah to go ask Almighty Yah what we should do, because the Babylonians burning the land up. And then prophet Jeremiah told us to go back to the promised land, and that Almighty Yah was going to make it right. And then we said, no, Jeremiah, prophet Almighty Yah didn't say that, and that how we going into Egypt, into Africa to live. Now, remember that the borders of what you have is Egypt meant today is not the same as in the past, and how you got pyramids and all kind of Egyptian stuff way over here in Libya. Way over here in Libya, close to Chad, all over here and stuff. And there's a lot of Egyptian pyramids and stuff in southern Libya, and how that the Mishwish tribes hung out there, and they the founders of what's called Lower Egypt. You know, that's who we kicked it with, and them the ones that tricked us. And then how we said we was going back into Africa to be with them, and that how we didn't want the Babylonians to take us away, and that how that sealed our faith. We was breaking covenant. You know, if you go to Jeremiah 44, 15, 16, 17, and 18, then all the men which knew that their wives had burnt incense unto other gods, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelled in the land of Egypt, in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, as for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Elohim, we would not hearken unto thee, but we will certainly do so whatever thing go forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings, our princes, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil. But since we left off to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and have been consumed by the sword and by famine. So we said that running into Africa, and this is all the tribes. This is all the tribes. He ain't mentioned Almighty. I ain't got to mention no tribe names no more, because he ain't working with nobody. And then this is everybody going into Africa during the Babylonian wars. All the tribes that I showed you that escaped the Assyrians. If you go to 2 Kings chapter 25, verse 26. And all the people, look, and all the people, you can't say that that's not all the tribes. That's all the tribes. And all the people, both small and great, and the captains of the armies arose and came to Egypt, for they was afraid of the Chaldeans. That's everybody. That's all the tribes. And then we go into Africa, and then we never return. We never return. We never return to the promised land when the Babylonian wars ended. We never come back to the promised land. And this, how this would be our first derogatory name, and those the pyramids, man, that's in southern Libya right there. Those are the pyramids that's in southern Libya, and how that we didn't come back when the Persians defeated the Babylonians, and how that we didn't come out of Africa, and then how we stayed there, and how you don't have no history from none of these books after the Babylonian wars showing that the Queen of Heaven worshipers come out to be reunited with them. We represent them. That's why come we was taken to Egypt with yoke, and how all the prophecies that Almighty Yah said dealing with the curses and them come to pass. Now it's that simple. Now it's that simple. Let me show y'all the tribes. Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm past that, but I can still show you the tribes that the Assyrians needed, that started that 10 lost tribe myth and stuff, you know, and that how it never was no 10 lost tribes, and that how all the tribes was there during the Babylonian times, and that how we was all driven into Africa, as I just showed. All the tribes ran into Africa afraid of the Babylonians, the Chaldeans, who was Ashkenazi. All right, man, if you go to 1 Chronicles 5, and then you get down to verse 18, the sons of Reuben, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, of valiant men able to bear a buckler and sword, and to shoot with bow, and skillful in war, were 44,703 that went out to war. And them the ones that went out to war. Look, in the Yah, and then when you get over to verse 26, this is 1 Chronicles 5, verse 26. And the Yah of Israel stirred up the spirit of Paul, king of Assyria, and the spirit of Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, and he carried them away, even the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh, and brought them unto Holler and Hor, until the river goes on. See, them the ones that they would need, and then they would come home. They would come home before the Assyrian empire was destroyed, and then that's why come Prophet Isaiah had made this prophecy right here, man. If you go to Isaiah 19, and then you'll see right here when he says this. In that day shall there be a highway out of Egypt to Assyria, and the Assyrians shall come into Egypt, and the Egyptians into Assyria, and the Egyptians shall serve with the Assyrians. In that day shall Israel be the third with Egypt and with Assyria, even a blessing in the midst of the land, and whom the Elohim of hosts shall bless, saying, blessed be Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the works of my hands. So, can't nobody, you know what I'm saying, undo what Prophet Isaiah say, and then come to find out that represent what they call the satire history. Saite, the satire history of Egypt, when the Assyrians set the Mishwish tribes up, Necho. And Necho gonna be the one that killed King Josiah, and then put us back on the Egyptian religion. After he killed King Josiah, old evil, wicked Necho. This black devil right there. He killed King Josiah and put us on Egyptian religion, and then that'll be his bad sons, the Assyrians, set them up just like Prophet Isaiah said. You know what I'm saying? How they have some unity and stuff. And then this, yeah, I'm flexing. The Israelite Brotherhood flexing. Alright, and then look at this here. You see how after Josiah is dead, and that how all the other kings bad. Look, Josiah good. And then after that bad to the Babylonian captivity, and then that's be us being driven into Africa, all the tribes, as all the tribes was around during King Hezekiah time, because he cleaned up the whole Israel. It wouldn't make no sense. He couldn't have cleaned up the whole Israel if everybody is gone. And then go to 2 Chronicles. Let me do this again. 2 Chronicles 34. 2 Chronicles 34. This the 10 lost tribe killer too. And Josiah was 8 years old when he began to reign. He was a prophecy king. And he reigned in Jerusalem 130 years. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Elohim, and walked in the ways of David his father, and declined neither to the right hand or to the left. For in the 8th year of his reign, while he was young, Yet young, he began to seek after Yah of David his father. And in the 12th year, he began to purge Judah and Jerusalem from the high places and the groves and the carved images and the multi images. Prophet Jeremiah gonna come in right after this. Why he doing this? Look, and they break down the altar of Balaam in his presence and the images that were on high above them, and he cut down the groves and the carved images and the multi images, and breaking pieces and made dust of them, and strode it upon the graves of them that had sacrificed unto them, and he burnt the bones of the priests upon their altars, and cleansed Judah and Jerusalem. So did he in the cities of Manasseh, Ephraim, and Simon, even unto Naphtali with their mattocks round about. You see, so he's still there. And then as you read, look, and when he had break down the altars and the groves, and had beaten the graven images into powder, and cut down all the idols throughout all the land, look, throughout all the land of Israel, he returned to Jerusalem. So, he was there. Look, and Josiah took away all the abomination out of all the countries that pertained to the children of Israel, and made all that was present in Israel to serve, even to serve Yah, their Yah, the Elohim, their Yah. In all his days they departed not from following the Elohim, the Yah of Israel. That's why the Egyptians come got him, snuck in and killed him trying to go help them Assyrians. You know what I'm saying? And then killed him, and then put us back on Egyptian religion. And then we would go into Africa, and we would stay to the transatlantic slave trade start. And then how our enemies ain't been telling the truth, man, about our history. They ain't never told the truth about our history. And then that's why I'm able to flex and show real Israelite history, and how none of the Israelite organizations are showing any of this history. You know what I'm saying? The ring supreme. This the Israelite Brotherhood. This the Israelite Brotherhood. And all praise be Almighty Yah that we got correct history now. And it came in the fashion. Look, all praise be Almighty Yah. I just opened the book and turned right to the page again. Just open the book. Behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my spirit delighted. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not cry, nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. I ain't in the street hooping and hollering. The Israelite Brotherhood will never be in the streets hooping and hollering, because we can't deliver our message like that. We ain't going to deliver our message like that. All right, Hebrews, this is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood. I'm flexing because, this Hebrew said that we all searching still, after he didn't explain some whack history, and then I straighten him out. And then, he come back and say, well, we all still searching. No, we ain't all still searching. You searching. I'm not searching for my Israelite heritage. I already know it. From the beginning to the end, you can take that as arrogancy if you want to. You'll be a fool not to listen to me and understand what I'm saying when I'm showing you with plain scriptures how we broke the covenant, and how ain't none of the other Israelite organizations are nowhere near this history. All praise be Almighty Yah. I pray all you Israelites are doing well, and that Almighty Yah is protecting you. Shalom. Like I say, I'm flexing. I'm flexing, man. I ain't searching for my heritage no more. The search is over. Man, I know how some of y'all hate to hear that. The search is over. The search is over for Israelite heritage, meant for Israelite history. I ain't searching to see am I an Israelite no more, because I trusted Tanakh, and I know what happened to us. I trusted Tanakh, and it ain't never let me down, and it led me right to who we are today. And that we are the Israelites that broke the covenant in the book of Jeremiah. All the Israelites. And we all ran into Africa, and we was all enslaved from Africa. It took 275 years to remove us from Africa. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can flex. You know what I'm saying? I can flex. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can flex. Man, I can flex. Man, I can flex. Because ain't no Israelite showing this history. Shalom, Hebrews. This is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood. The Israelite Brotherhood is not searching for is we the Israelites anymore. That's been over. Man, I don't do that. I don't search is we the Israelites anymore. I show you how we the Israelites and what we did and how we broke the covenant. Some of you Israelites still searching. The search is over when you come to the Israelite Brotherhood. Shalom, Hebrews.